Hi folks, Wilson here. I'm just feeling to do a video. It's been a good wee while for me. It's been about 2 months. I've definitely needed the time off to regroup, to integrate energies and to embody all the changes in Susie and I's world. So you might hear some sounds here. I'm in a really pleasant, really nice park in northern Thailand in Chiang Mai, and it's a community park really, so there's lots of activities around me, but that's not the point of the video. It's just some of the sounds you could hear as people around me. And okay, so yeah, first thing I want to say is how are you? How is everybody doing? How are we getting on in this evolutionary transformational journey? This epic unfoldment that it's happening through us, with us, to us, you know, mostly through us all. And something I want to speak about here. I've been meaning to speak about this, but I guess I haven't had the strength. I haven't had the strength to talk about this particular bit. And basically, okay, yeah, and the alchemy sets in because I'm about to speak, and then somebody arrives behind me, and all of that. All the usual stuff of when you want to say something really strong and important, then challenges can arise to see if you're actually big enough and strong enough to actually deal with whatever the challenge is. For me, it's usually triggers inside trying to stop me, and then it activates wounds, and activates wounds and tries to kind of limit me. And I always have this choice. I can either go maintain the wound, which involves listening to looping narratives, stories that go around that are associated with my wounds. I can either continue to listen to these narratives, and they always say the same thing. They're only interested in disempowerment, keeping me small, and stopping me from speaking my truth. They're only ever interested in that. And if they can get away with it, they will get me so disempowered that it'll start to affect my health, my wealth, and my well-being, which has happened many times in my life. And coming to a different stage. Oh, turn around now. Yeah, you get the nice trees, see some of the park. Yeah, coming to a different stage in this journey, and one where more of my authentic nature is coming through, and because of the work I've been doing, because of the internal alchemy I've been doing, and the embracing the change that has been going on in my life and our life, Susie and I's life, it's allowing more and more embodiment and transformation to happen, and it's offering a lot of different new opportunities for experience, which then is allowing deeper integration. So I've been in beautiful Chiang Mai before, 20 years ago. I haven't been abroad in 20 years. And Susie and I are on the road. We're now on the road travelling. We've been travelling for 2 months. And we've been in Scotland. That's where we're from. But we've been travelling in Scotland without a home. Just travelling, no fixed abode, and taking our life with us as we go. And then on middle of October, we arrived in Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. So, sawadee kap to anybody all the Thai people out there. Sawadee Ka, and lovely to be here. Thank you for sharing, co-creating with us in your beautiful country. yeah, it's quite the place. It's just what we need just now, Susie and I, that's for sure. A well-earned break from previous patterns, previous experiences, and it's been allowing us to embrace more of ourselves. The challenges haven't stopped. The challenges continue because the growth continues. The alchemy doesn't change just because we're in another country. We just take that everywhere we go with us. It is a creational flow. It is a creational flow of our being and creation. And we are determined and committed to remember who we are, remember who we are, to embody it, to be it, and to share that, what that means. So not just verbally, but to share it energetically, to share it creationally, to share it with life through the essence of light, integrated light. That's the purpose. That is the purpose, to bring that integrated light into this world. That's what changes this world. That's what changes the paradigm. There's only one thing changes the paradigm in this world, and that is creator beings. One, remembering who they are and actually taking responsibility for their being, and that means owning themselves. And yes, it's scary, it's daunting when you have to face your multidimensional being, because lots of your aspects aren't what you expect. They may not be what you expect. Lots of your aspects might be evil, they might be dark. Lots of your aspects might be angelic. They could be in the false light. They could be in those programs. They could be in those realms. Lots of your aspects. You could be all sorts of things, and it can be challenging to face them here in the crucible of our humanity, our emergent homoluminous, homo light being. Light beings of Mother Earth Sophia, light beings of Earth, light beings of Solar, the Sun, the Father, light beings of integrated light. And I say it like that because I kind of have to say it like that, just because of my own process, and again because I'm getting triggered again, but it'll pass. I get very easily triggered because I'm so empathic. I'm so empathic energetically that I a real hypersensitivity to people's energies, people's thoughts, people's expressions, people's emotions, people's spiritual essence, people's multidimensionality, people's the different aspects and beings and entities that they have with them. I sense all of that. I sense all of that, as well as the environment, as best as I can. You know, I'm being quite loud with my voice just now, so I'm kind of maybe projecting a bit, just so I'm able to stay present and share what I've got to share. Yeah, so I'll just move out of the way of this guys. There we go. Yeah, okay, so where am I going to start? Well, about a year ago or so, I got the very clear and direct message, and I love how clear and direct these messages can be. And it's been hard to say this because I have to get over the projected idea of like feeling special, or only special people are allowed access to certain things, and all this kind of malarkey. And sorry, I'm distracted. This gentleman here just behind me, if you can see him. Anyway, See, beating around the bush. So essentially what I want to present is my connection to my cosmic responsibilities, my universal responsibilities, my responsibilities as a creator being. This is what I want to talk to today. And so about a year ago or so, going through a lot of stuff, a lot of deeper cosmic awakening to more of my own, more of Susie's, and Susie and I both, more of our cosmic multi-dimensional aspects and our responsibilities in this world and from the cosmic domain. And wow. Okay. Always challenged. It's amazing. I continually silence myself because I get mildly triggered with people's energy and then I can't talk. And I do it to myself, right? Because I'm listening to that wound. I'm listening to that distortion that says, oh, be quiet. There's something else more important happening, whether that's somebody around you or whatever it is. And I have to stop doing that. I have to stop. I have to get present and I have to share my truth because it's really important. I have a very direct and clear mission, for lack of a better word. Fundamental purpose is much better. I have a very clear and direct fundamental purpose. Very clear set of responsibilities for being here in this incarnation, at this time. Very clear set of directions and responsibilities coming from my cosmic self, my other dimensional selves. So, yeah, about a year ago, I got a very clear and direct message from Ashtar. So Ashtar is a commander in the Ashtar Command. And Ashtar, being Ashtar, just gave me one line. That's all it was needed. Ashtar, one line. Not a great long channeling or a series of channelings, essays. No, just one line. And it was a directive. One line, a directive. And I heard it and I kind of thought to myself, is that me just making that up, or have I just had a direct communication from Ashtar? And here's that pain. And yes, it was a clear and direct communication from Ashtar. And Ashtar just said to me very clearly, as I was just going about my day, no deep meditation, none of that, just very clear as we're working on ourselves, working on myself and just being. And the message was, I need you to tell the people about the pathway of integration. That was it. That's all Ashtar had to say, because it's all in there for me, and yeah, okay, Ashtar says that to me, but I was actually reaching out to him. My cosmic aspect, flies on the leg. Another excuse, Wilson, another excuse. So hard to open up about your multi-dimensional beingness. Wow. Whew, any excuse will do. So my Lyran aspect, my lion being aspect, who is also a commander who is helping manage the evolutionary process here with Mother Earth Sophia, planet Earth. Part of the responsibility with my lion being aspect and his team, his people, and it's a multifaceted thing because you've got many commands in the cosmic domain. You've got many commands associated with here with our beloved planet, our solar system is highly interesting to many beings, and there are many beings involved in the management process, the evolutionary process here with Mother Earth, Father, Son, and their children. That's us, emergent Homoluminos. And one of my aspects, well, actually a few of my aspects, is helping manage this situation, from off planet, as well as me being on planet. We're multidimensional. I am multidimensional. I am here, on, in, with the Earth right now. But I'm also in the cosmic domain. I'm also on a craft right now, working with my management team, with my roles, responsibilities, duty of care, to navigate, support, and encourage and help the evolutionary process. So my aspect, communicating with Ashtar, it's like an email. It's like getting an email, but it's a message. It's a message, but I also received it as well because it's important to me. It's important that I actually step up to the game and actually take responsibility for who I am. And I've been trying. And I've been living what I'm here to share. I've been living it first, and I'm still living it. But it's got to a point in the process where I can now begin to help support, encourage others through the process, help them comprehend what it is, because I live it. I have been living this process. So Susie, excuse me, just energy, my body moving. So is Susie. We have been living this process, and it is the process of compression and integration of all of your beingness into these crucibles, into these bodies, into this beingness, into unity. That's the pathway of compression and integration. It's about coming home to ourselves, bringing our entire universal journey, which sounds momentous, and it is, but bringing that journey home into our being, into us, into these vessels, into this time and space, into this timeline, into this place, into this world, into this dimension. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. Absolutely, all of us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We've all heard that, and it's us. We're here to do the work and help transform this reality. Okay? And remember who we are. Mother Earth Sophia is also doing the work and remembering who she is. Father Son is doing the work and remembering who he is. We're all doing this together. Remembering, integrating, evolving, becoming whole, unified, sanctified, sovereign, integrated beings of light. Wow. Now that's the dimension I'm speaking about. That's the place I want to experience. And it's not a place you go to. It's not a place you go to outside of yourself. It's not a place that is somewhere else. It's not a heavenly realm. It's not a hell realm. It's not somewhere else. It's right here, inside us. We do the work. Okay? We heal our wounds. We be truly spiritual beings, and we realize who we are. We remember, put all our disparate parts, all our members back together. We remember, we integrate, and we unify and become whole. That's what it takes to change this world. To change this world. Everybody wants to hear about. Everybody wants to know. Oh, sorry, I got triggered again just because I looked up and I see the laddies looking at me. Help my Bob. But yeah, everybody wants the great awakening, the great shift, and it's here. It's on. It's happening. What does it mean? What does it mean? So, like, there we go. Yep, triggered again, just because, yeah, my projection of what somebody else thinks, because I caught them looking at me. So I've made up a story which is associated to disempowered narratives inside me that I am now listening to, and it is a projection that I am putting out that's not even real, which is trying to stop me from talking. It's like walking about, you know, you're like, it's like having a, you know, a wobble. You know, you can walk straight and then you wobble, walk straight, wobble. It's like that. Ay, caramba. Yeah, so, yeah, this is what I've got to say. This is what I've got to say. And I'll maybe try and tone it down a bit if I can, if you can still hear me. I know that's quite long now. Thank you for staying with me as I go on about this. Very important to me because here it is. It's a strong statement, but I know what it is to evolve this world. I know what we have to do. I know what's involved to actually become whole and actually be born, be birthed with our mother planet, our father sky. I know what is involved. It's not a fantasy. The reality is we have to integrate our being. And I keep saying that. It's like, what do you mean? Well, basically, another very simple saying, but it's true. The world you see around you, everything you see around you is also inside you. Inside you. If you want to see a better world, a more harmonized, unified world, you have to become more whole, harmonized and unified inside. Because we are creators. We create reality. That's who we are. That's our purpose. And the reason why reality is the way it is because we are the ones that are creating the duality. It is us who is doing this. Yeah, there's other beings involved. Lots of other beings involved, interested in all sorts of ways and taking part in all sorts of ways. But ultimately, we have the say here. We're the indigenous people to our mother planet, okay? We're the children that are being born. You know, it's us. We have the say in what happens here. And we have forgotten that. It's us. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's not an arrogant thing. It's not a belligerent thing, okay? It's just a real thing. We are the indigenous people of Mother Earth, Sophia. We have the final say, okay? We are the creator beings. We are creating this reality, this dimension with our mother planet, with our father sun, with our father star, with our, you know, this amazing family that we are in, okay? And all our cousins around us, all the different planets in the solar system, all the different moons, the ocean of the skies, the ocean of the cosmos all around us. You know, here in this solar system, in this galaxy, it's us. We're the creators. We're the ones that have the responsibility to change this. And I have the responsibility to share what I know, because I know that's true. And if I can help others realize that, to do the work, to become whole, integrated and unified is the work. You know, disclosure is one thing, letting people know what's been going on behind the scenes in this world, all the harrowing, horrific crimes. Say crimes against humanity, crimes against integrated light, crimes against Mother Earth, crimes against Father Son, all these crimes, you know, all this disgusting, harrowing stuff, the cabal, okay, all this stuff, DUMBs, deep underground military bases, satanic ritual abuse, People being maimed, raped and tortured, left, right and centre, behind the scenes, sacrificed, ritualistically sacrificed. So for the worship of gods and demons and entities and oh my life, you know, all this harrowing, horrible shit. And yeah, we all are hearing all about it. We've been hearing about it for a long time, but more and more it's coming into the mainstream. More and more coming into the mainstream. Why is that? Well, one, because it's time, and I'm all for it, right? The information needs to get out there, but not for me, not just to shock people, like shock people into like, wow, you know, however many it was, I don't know the numbers, a huge amount of the population duped just in the past, conned in the past 4 or 5 years. Were they conned? Because it's really up to them, the free will, but conned into, you know, experimental injections, poisoning themselves and being a part of a global experiment and willfully doing that. We're going to find out about that stuff. We're going to find out that the COVID thing was planned, total planned thing, and we're going to find out about that level of empire, that level of deep state, and what they had planned for us, what they had planned. So, you know, just basically a dystopian prison. Yeah, you know, my nose, haha. Thank you for staying with me with my rawness. I have to be like this. I have to be raw. I can't be. I've done the fake spirituality thing. I've been the new age hippie. I've done that. I did it. And it was fun at the time. But it completely lacked authenticity of my being, and it completely never accepted that any of my own some burns. It never embraced or accepted any of my darkness. It only ever focused on light and good things and good feelings. It never embraced wholeness. It was one side of duality. That's what the New Age thing is. It's one side of duality. You know, it's more pleasant perhaps than the other side. They're two sides of the same thing, just like a coin. You can flip it, two sides the same thing. And you don't get the coin without both sides, do you? So, yeah, we're going to be faced with this collectively. All this shocking information about what a controlling totalitarian regime, empire had planned for us as a global species. Yeah, it's going to be shocking. Yeah, and people are going to find out about that. They're also going to find out that we're not alone in the universe. I have a feeling that a lot of people already realise that, but you know, that is a bonkers program, as a bonkers piece of mind control in the collective, because trillions, billions, trillions of galaxies, unbelievable amount of life in every direction, inside and out, everywhere you go, and we're the only intelligent species in the universe. Wow. Now that is fucking bonkers. That is completely bonkers, and it's so unrealistic that it's insane. I mean, somebody's come up with that idea and a whole bunch of people have believed it. So then that makes it true and factual. Wow. Maybe the experiment was wrong. Maybe the comparison, maybe the search for life and what life actually is. Maybe they were looking for the wrong thing. And maybe they misinterpreted what life is. Yeah. Maybe it was a very isolated frame of awareness that couldn't see outside itself, that decided to maintain that, because wow, that is unbelievable. I can feel it. I can feel the consciousness trap of that, and it's like, oh, it's wild. It's just like a prison. It's like a prison sentence, and it's unbelievably and ultimately untrue. Completely. Yeah, the universe is full of life, completely and utterly. Anybody Ask any bairn, any small being. Just ask anybody. Ask nature, you know. Ask the water. Ask the fish, you know. You could ask this bridge in front of me here, and you would get you know, pretty sure they'd tell the truth. Okay, so wow, ranting away here. Whew, why am I saying that? I'm saying that, right? And again, thanks for staying with me. I'm saying that because we're going to be being shocked for a reason. Just let that ambulance go by. Pardon me. More energy again. Wow. Whoo. Yeah, you could always pause this and come back to it. This could be the intermission. This is maybe the intermission. So for the intermission, I'll show you some of the scene, if this camera will spin. So behind me, if you can see that beyond my head, you know how well you can see that. This is the fabulous, and I don't know the name of the sport yet, but this is the Thai sport, very much like hacky sack, a bit like volleyball. It's awesome. Like, it's a fantastic sport. I don't know how well you can see that just now, but yeah, it's a beautiful park. Let's see what else we got. The sun has just set. Yeah, you get the idea. People here in this park, there's a lot of exercise happens here. That's one of the main primary focuses. Exercise and people doing classes and things. So like, I was here this morning. This is sunset just now, so it's about 5 o'clock here. I was here this morning and there's like people doing a yoga class. In the evening here, there's people set up tight ropes and they practice tight ropes and juggling and things like that. And yeah, very nice. Nice place. Nice place to be. Okay, so part two. Yeah, I just want to share why going into the pathway of integration, because as we're faced with more and more of reality, right? Not just the harrowing stuff, the cabal, what the cabal have been doing, what they've had planned for us, you know, not just that, but being faced with more and more of our collective multi-dimensional nature. And that involves embracing the fact that we're not alone in this universe, and that we're intimately connected to lots and lots of different races. All of that becoming more and more present and known, you know, in this world. We have to integrate that. We've got to come to terms with what that means to each of us as an individual. What does it mean? When we get presented with information that says, yeah, governments have been trying to control you your entire life, everything you've been told is a lie, and basically the collective has been in a prison. And yeah, there's two forces. One is a dark force, one is a light force. The light force has been working to take down this dark force, and it's got to a certain point where it can actually present this to the public, because it's went too far, and now the public needs to know this is what the darkness had planned, and this is what, you know. Add to that things like economic meltdown, political upheaval, left, right and centre, financial meltdown, all these things to trigger, activate people into facing and feeling aspects of themselves. Okay? Now, there's going to be energies and beings, enterprises, organizations are going to come with lots and lots of solutions to lots and lots of problems that will be presented to people. And that's grand on one level, because we do need solutions to the despair, basically the despair that the collective has been under. We've been in a collective despair, whether we're aware of it or not. And there's a collective hope coming to balance out the despair. Yeah, but we have to go through the eye of the needle. And we've got to we have to face our collective shadow, which is what's going on, and it's going to go on even more. And I've come on to say that rather than blame and point the finger, outside of ourselves, saying, you know, it was the government's fault, it was the totalitarian regime's fault, you know, it was whatever elite public figure you can think of's fault, it was somebody else's fault outside of me that created all this despair and harrowing reality. But the truth of the matter is, we have created this together, all of us. Yeah, the truth of the matter is we have created this. And the duality inside of us, the unintegrated version of us, because we are naturally creator beings, is creating this reality. We have created this. Because we're the primary creators. We're the indigenous people. It's actually up to us. We have the responsibility and say, but we have to remember who we are so we can create something different. Thus, we have to be faced with everything we are not, and that's exactly what we've been doing. Our job is to not get deceived, allow ourselves to be deceived, and be, one, taken off planet because it becomes too scary and dangerous. Two, give our power, our sovereignty over to another life force, allow ourselves to become something we're not because we're convinced that it's better. Yeah. And three, I'm not sure what three is at the moment. So these are some of the things I wanted to say. Just get this off my chest as I've got insects coming up my ankles now. About the back of 5 here, just when dusk is beginning to settle in, is when the insects start to come out. And the mosquitoes have been liking my legs, but I've not been liking it. And so, got to get those bloodsuckers away. Why am I attracting them? Why am I attracting miniature vampires to come and bite me? Well, I'm going to put my mosquito spray on and block them from having access to my life force, my essence, and my being. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I guess take that how we want to take it. I know I'm moving around a lot and playing with my nose and doing all this, and take it how you want to take it. But hopefully you can feel some of my passion for the evolutionary process and what I know it takes to evolve this world, and that is becoming whole and integrating our beingness. The other points I wanted to add, I'll add them briefly here. I may have to say this in another video so it doesn't go on too long. I am learning to be clearer and more together and structured, but often the energy arrives and the passion gets activated and I have to record, and so it's not always planned. No, not by me, not by my personality, but my being and our being, Susie and I's being, just pushes us and says, right, it's time. Pardon me, hit record and do it. It's okay if these videos are long, because these are massive topics. You know, they're also very simple, but they're massive topics. You know, and we've all heard lots and lots and lots about duality. How much have we heard really about true integration? We've all heard lots and lots about shocking information about, you know, darkness in our world. You know, we've all heard lots and lots of this. How much have we heard about true integration and wholeness? We've all heard lots and lots and lots about false spiritualities and religions. You know, how much have we heard about true, real, embodied, integrated wisdom and evolution? How much have we heard about that? How much have we heard about being real, authentic and true, you know, and standing true in this world, you know? Because, yeah, everything has been against it. And it's the war, if it's a war, this duality that persists, it's internal, okay? It's internal, this internal division. My being has been fragmented, you know. I've had a schism. I think that's still recording, just the battery telling me something. Yeah, my being has had a schism. It's like I've been split down the middle, fractured. But I've been repairing that for years. You know, I've had to be fractured so I could actually take part in some of the distorted activities and realms that my being has experienced. I've had to do that, and then I've had to do that, and for the bigger picture, so I can become whole, so I can actually bring those distortions home into wholeness, back into my being, for the benefit of myself, for my family, and for the greater reality itself. You know, it's service. It's service. Yeah. So when it comes to disclosure, yes, we need to know that we're being visited by extraterrestrials. Yes, we need to know that we're awakening to our multidimensional nature. Yes, we need to know that we're having experiences with interdimensional energies, beings, life forms. Yes, we need to know all of that. Okay? Yes, we need to know that there's been this epic empire of control in this world. Yes, we need to know that. But how do we deal with it? How do we actually deal with the information? Because there's a game being played in this world where the so-called dark actors are going to be put on a stage and the finger's going to be pointed at them saying, it was them. They did this to you. That's the people, us, people of the world. That's the narrative. But who's pointing the finger? Who's pointing the finger? Because it takes two. We've got a choice to either be a victim of circumstance, as in it wasn't me. I never chose this world. I never chose to incarnate here. I never chose all this distress in the collective. I never just chose all this suffering. Really? Why are you here? Oh, well, I'm here to help. How do you help? Well, I help by disclosing information that's been suppressed. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is needed. That is absolutely valid and important. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. But how do we deal with it? How do we heal that? That's the important bit, right? We have to realize, so for me, right, all the information, all the disclosure, all that information coming out left, right and centre, more and more and more like a tap being turned on and on and on, all this information. That's, to me, that's the masculine energy, information. The masculine brings information, okay? Information. The feminine principle, she makes sense of that information. She brings structure and form to that information. If it's just endless information with no embodiment, no wholeness, no integration, no transformation, it's disassociated. It's duality. It's being blind to the significant other. The feminine principle has to hear, filter, and transform and structure all this information and they both do it, co-transmute We have to make the best of the information, and we've got to transform all this distortion. And so with the disclosure world, yeah, my bet, I would like to say, I would love to hear when we're doing these talks and sharings, all these very traumatic things people have been through and they share. And it's hard, it's so hard to go through that and then go and share that. It's so hard, and my hat is totally off to everybody who can do that, and they've got to a state of being where they're whole enough to be able to share what they've been through and not crumble, because wow, but what I'd like to see is more and more presenters with more empathy to what people have been through, because that's where the alchemy comes in. It's not some amazing miracle cure outside of ourselves. It comes from us, hearing, being exposed to the information, but then working with that information, listening to how it feels, how does it speak to us, and then our own information coming out, and then going through the alchemical process. That's transformation. That's alchemy. That's what I want to see. Not just endless disclosure and information. We've got to embody this. We've got to embody it. It involves listening, deep listening, and it involves letting go. Letting go of our addiction to information. More and more information, because it becomes distraction. It becomes distraction from doing the real, true work. And that is facing ourselves. And that's the real work. That's how we transform this world. We don't transform this world just by releasing lots and lots and lots of information. We have to process the information. We've got to consider how that information affects other people. And we've got to stop creating heroes and prophets and all this, saviors and all this stuff. Just accept that we're all doing this together. We're all equal, okay? Got different levels of responsibility. But facing ourselves, being authentic, true. Imagine more presenters as they're interviewing and, stop and actually go into their feelings, deep feelings more, and go into the alchemical process, do the transmutation. But, show the world, what needs to be done. I'm talking for myself, talking for Susie. These flies are really irritating me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm passionate about, and I'm going to do my best to help bring that into the world, because that's my empathy. When somebody's sharing a traumatic experience, I can feel that. I can feel what they're feeling, and I can't just brush it off. It's too, but I can't labour on it either. But it's about just listening to the information. How does it make us feel? And go journey into that place where we feel what we're feeling. And listen to our own information. Listen to our own being. And cry if you need to. Make sounds if you need to. Move your body if you need to. Express yourself if you need to. Just do no harm to others. Express what needs expressed so you can process the information. Do it in honor of your being when you're doing it. Do this to become whole. So for me, this is lacking. More of this needs to happen in the disclosure world. For me, the truth movement, more integration of all of this work and information. Because when ETs are knocking on our door publicly, collectively, we need to be whole to meet them. Not because they're better than us and more special and we need to be all elevated to meet them. No, it's so we can be sovereign as a species. We can relate with sovereignty because they're here to learn from us. The story is always the other way around. oh, the ETs are coming and we're going to learn all this amazing stuff from them. They are learning from us. How does that work? When we're so stupid and dumbed down and, we're like the scum of the universe. We're like the children. Are we? Are we really? Or are we the ones that are so strong and resilient that we're going through all of this epic duality? We're facing all this forgetfulness, moving through this amnesia to remember who we are from this level of density in this dimension. Now that's powerful. Only creator beings can do that. Only creator beings can incarnate and do that. Our essence is epic. We're beautiful. We're not low. We're not this insignificant thing that some drama, some empire wants us to believe. That is not true. So ETs aren't better than us. Interdimensional beings aren't better than us. Our own multidimensional aspects, entities aren't better than us. The universe is an ocean of life. Okay? And yeah, just remember that. We are special people. And that's our job to remember the strength and integrity of who we are. Because we're awesome. We're awesome. And we need to be stood up for, and we need to stand up for ourselves. The fact that we are humanity. We are homoluminous, emergent. We're creator beings, remembering who we are. And we have willingly came into this level of forgetfulness, willingly allowed all this division and duality, all these empires to come and try and limit us from remembering. We volunteered for it. We set it up, we managed it. It was us. We all did it together. We're not victims of circumstance. We did it. We're the creators of this. It's up to us. It's our responsibility to come home. It's our responsibility to do the work, transform, do the internal alchemy, listen to yourself, stop, be, feel, cry, sing, move, do the work. Just take it very seriously, because that's where your spirituality is. That's where your multi-dimensional reality is. Do the work, and all that stuff starts to come online, and it is being supported by the evolutionary process that's happening in this world, on planet, in planet, and off planet. All around we're being supported on a massive scale to go through this evolutionary process. Are you up to the job? Can you do the work? I'm talking to myself as well. Woo. When I speak, my being, sometimes I'm very assertive, and the reason why I'm assertive is because I'm talking directly into reality. I assert my will, I pierce my truth into reality. It's not necessarily my personality, my identity, trying to present an idea or think that it's right. It's actually the energy of my will and my soul, my being, just piercing into reality and asserting the truth. Now the truth is subjective. No, it's not. The truth is integrated reality. Well, that's what you think, Wilson. No, the truth is unity and integration. The universe is unity and integration. The universe holds everything in balance. All dark, all light, everything in between. All nature, all anti-nature, holds everything, all the dimensions, everything in balance. That's unity. And that's what we are being asked to be. Real, true unity. Integrated unity. Universes. Universal light beings. But we've got to face ourselves. That's what needs to happen. So, I wish everybody well. We'll leave it there for now. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being on this journey with us. I will do my best to keep stepping up, but it's up to everybody to step up. We all need to step up. Step in and step up in whatever way that means for you. Wow. So these are the things I wanted to say. Just saying that, getting that communication from Ashtar. I've had a relationship with Ashtar for years. Ashtar was one of the first beings that kind of came to me, maybe 20 years ago, somewhere there. You know, and I didn't comprehend at the time really what was going on, but, you know, and I followed that journey and I looked into things. I looked into all sorts of things over the years, and, you know, and I've just kind of accepted it. But, you know, we've got a lot of helpful beings helping this process, and you, if you're listening to this, are one of them. If you're taking it seriously and listening to this, you're one of them, and we can do this together. And everybody, the collective, has to remember who they are. That's how we get to the next stage. There's all these little stages in between, so we are going to have, you know, another layer of empire is going to present itself, and it's going to be full of hope. It's going to be a hopeful empire instead of a despair empire. It's going to be full of solutions. It's going to be full of technologies and new information. It's going to be full of new things, exciting things. Things that have been held back and suppressed are going to come out into the public domain, and it's a good thing. And I'm deeply glad of it. My greater being has been helping manage this process to happen, but I know it's not the ultimate. A lot of people in this world, you know, have been on a mission to get to this very stage in this unfoldment process where we defeat this level of empire, and so this next level of empire can come in. So that, you know, that is the cabal falling down publicly, being taken down, empire, and then this false light, new age, is it new age? But this false light, hope empire coming in with all the solutions for what the darkness has helped manifest in this world with us. And so we've got to go through that, but I know it's not the end. So things like med beds coming out, holographic technology, teleportation, you know, all these different things coming out, quantum financial system, quantum health system, and plasma energies, all these things coming out. You know, it's a step in evolution. It's not, there's more than that. We have to integrate what all that means. We have to integrate what it means. We can't get carried away, enamored in that light, in that, wow, what a relief to have some hope and some relief from all that distortion, because there are new levels of subtle distortions coming in and we have to navigate them as well. So yeah, we will continue the journey, and that's me going to sign out. Thanks for listening. Say Wilson and Susie from Chiang Mai, Northern Thailand, Planet Earth Sophia, Father Son, Milky Way. Let's go home from the inside out. See you soon. Bye for now.